All right, so the cost of living and inflation is getting out of hand in this country. It's actually getting pretty rough, and a lot of people are feeling the pain of the prices at the pump, at the gas station, for rent, to live. Man, it's crazy, man. So I want to react to this video of the cost of living is beyond us, because this one's going to be a good one, you guys. And you know, as always, make sure you drop a like down below on this video as we reach our new goal of 50 likes per video, and also drop a subscribe if you want to see more. But let's dive right into this inflation reaction.
The inflation sucks, but something that sucks even worse is the fact that we be paying for more shit than we've ever had to pay for ever. You know what I'm saying? You get a new broom, dustpan, you have to download the app and subscribe each month, or you can't use the mother broom. You get a vacuum cleaner, you have to download the app to use the vacuum cleaner. You got to sign up for a subscription. You got to pay to use an email. You have to pay for storage on your goddamn email. You have to pay for storage on the motherfucking phone. You got to pay. When we buy something, why is it not all included in the motherfucking price? Nothing is included ever anymore. You download freaking streaming platforms, you still have to pay extra to use the streaming platform. What the hell is going on? This shit is insane, bro. Shit, next you gonna have to, when you buy a soda from the store, you have to download the app to subscribe to open up the soda. Watch soon, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
I saw a quote that said, maybe you don't even exist in the future you're stressing about. That made me feel some type of way. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Damn.
I feel like this is kind of crazy to say, but I'm gonna say it. I feel like if they just gave everybody what they needed to survive and made things make sense, like a good work week, an income that makes sense to buy things, I feel like they would make way more money than they do trying to control every step of the process. The higher class, whatever, upper power, sorry, they have such like an anxious attachment to control, and they want everything to go a specific way because they believe that's the only way they're going to make their money, but it's really not. I'm not here to take nobody's position like that away. I just want to live a life where I can be with my lover, my friends, my family, and just chill. That's it. I'm not worried about what y'all do with your stuff. Buy all the yachts and everything you want. I'm not even looking for that. But no, instead we have to suffer.
All right, I just got back from the dentist and I need to rant about the cost of living, and I'm going to be pacing because I'm angry. Here's what a lot of people don't talk about with the cost of living. All the politicians are like, well, we got to bring down the cost of groceries. We got to bring down the cost of stuff. We got to bring down the cost of gas. We got to bring down the cost of Dimetap. I don't know, whatever else other people are buying. Here's something else that we need to bring down the cost of. Just everything is too expensive. Everything. Mike, what do you mean by everything? Everything you need to do. Everything. I have to get a crown. Okay, I have to get a couple of cavities filled, several. Okay, listen, I didn't take great care of my teeth. That's on me. Egg on my face. Okay, but here's the thing. Cavities, everybody gets them all the time, every year. Crowns, same thing. Very popular procedure. We're having robots do. There's a lot of technology out there. Why does it cost me $2,000 with insurance? Why does that happen?
I ain't gonna lie, going to the dentist is a pricey thing. That is one of the most priciest medical procedures you could go through other than getting full-blown surgery at the hospital. The dentist don't play. I mean, if you didn't know, that's not under inflation. The dentist has always been expensive. I'm just gonna put my 2 cents on that, but the dentist has always been expensive. It's not a cheap thing. It's not a cheap thing at all.
We can't hire a robot to do it. Why does it cost money with the robots? They don't need stuff. They don't need money. Are they union robots? Why are we paying them? And it's not just healthcare. Of course it's healthcare. It's everything. Everything that you need to do is too expensive. What sounds cheap, you think, is just sitting down, barely breathing, not leaving. Like, that sounds cheap. But even that, it's really not. Because you open up your phone and then it's like, oh, by the way, you need some magnesium. Are you stressed out? You need some L-theanine. Everything. It's everything.
This is what wealth inequality in the United States actually looks like. This grain of rice represents $200,000. That's about the median net worth of a citizen in the United States, which means if you took our population and drew a line split down the middle, about half of us have this much or less. Half of us have this much or less. Just gonna put that down right there, 1 grain of rice. This is $1 million, 5 grains of rice. When most of us think rich, we think of $1 million.
Nah, not
This
a
is
million.
$100 million. This is about the net worth of CEOs who delay and deny care for sick Americans. This is also about the net worth of CEOs who tell Americans to eat cereal if they can't afford food for their hungry kids. This is $277 million. This is Elon Musk's personal investment in the 2024 elections. This is what he spent to buy the presidency. This
That's
is $1
crazy
billion.
work.
This is the approximate net worth of Vivek Ramaswamy. Only 800 people in the United States have this much money or more. As a frame of reference, think about how many people you went to high school with. Only 800. And this is $6.3 billion. This is the approximate net worth of Donald Trump. He recently said in an interview that he doesn't think he can bring grocery prices down after running his campaign on a promise to do so. He also blames immigrants who have less than a fraction of a grain of rice each for a lot of the financial troubles facing our country. And this is Elon Musk. He's worth $400 billion. He spent $277 million on the 2024 election cycle, while we have homeless veterans on our streets and hungry kids in our schools. This is what actual wealth disparity looks like in America. Each grain of rice is worth $200,000. And Elon Musk also wants to fire 75% of our federal workforce, which includes a majority of veterans. He wants to fire 75% of these people who have a single grain of rice trying to earn a living and feed their families because he says that that's inefficient. Musk, Ramaswamy, and certain members of Congress also want to consider cutting social welfare programs that support people with less than a single grain of rice from going into poverty. They want to look at cutting these programs because they believe that that's inefficient.
That's
Now
crazy
we finish the
work
civics
right
lesson.
there.
Let's talk biology. Did you know that all human beings, no matter how much money they have, are all mortal? We're all made of flesh and bone. We all have to eat, and we all have to sleep. Each of us has only one life, and I encourage you to do something notable with yours. The American dream has been stolen from you. What happens to a dream deferred? Who's hungry?
And people be saying, oh, if you broke, just say that, bruh. I shouldn't have to be rich to be comfortable, bruh. I'm a truck driver, bro. I make almost $70,000 a year, bro. That should be good enough, bro. I went to school, I got a trade, all that shit. Even people in college went 4 years, they in debt like a mug, and they can't get half a job that I can get. Bro, you should not have to be rich to be comfortable in this country, bro. Our parents used to work and make $30,000 a year. They could buy a house, they could buy a car, they could feed 3 kids, 5 kids. And they ain't need no side hustle. They ain't have multiple streams of income, bro. They had a house, they had a car, bro. They all that, bro. Look, bro, we shouldn't be getting scammed like this, bro. We shouldn't have to get scammed into living this capitalist shit, bro. We can't even buy no land. And don't even think about the BlackRock shit where you won't even be able to buy a house. You're going to have nothing, you're going to own nothing, and you're going to like it. That's what they want.
I got to pause it on that guy. So he said he makes $70,000 a year doing being a truck driver, and he's still broke. Bro, how many kids do you got? I mean, I'm gonna reflect on myself. I make less money than that in my day job. Hopefully you guys, help me out with my YouTube and bring me some extra income. I'll really appreciate it. But I make less money than that in my day job. I have purchased a home, 4-bedroom home, brand new, built in 2024. I have 2 children, and I'm living pretty good. I know inflation is high, and I'm not like saving thousands and thousands of dollars a month. I mean, no one is at this point. But I'm not down bad. I got a few little debts, a credit card, but I'm not down bad. I'm slowly chiseling at my wealth. I'm slowly chiseling to bring myself back, but I don't think it's that down bad. And if you're making 70 grand a year, where are you living? In California? Bro, move to somewhere else where you could take that $70,000 and actually make something with it, actually have a good living. There's plenty of places in America that you can live that is not eating away at your income just based off of the cost of living. Just be smart.
Sugar, flour, bread, Those are basic food. Eggs, you can't buy eggs. Even lime, you could have get a 50 pence lime, now it's £1. Everything is going up. Clothes and things, they're not going up because you don't need clothes, but you need food. Wages doesn't go up. In the COVID time, I put my life on the line to save other people. But yet still, I get no thanks, nothing. My wages doesn't go up. My children can't find food. You used to eat 3 times a day. Now you have to limit it to 1 time a day.
I just want to know
That's
how
crazy.
am I supposed to live a fulfilling life? Because every life that I have ever created for myself leaves me feeling unfulfilled, empty, unhappy, and just altogether not wanting to exist on earth. I just keep feeling like I want to go home, but no place on earth feels like home. And I just want to know, like, when will I feel at home? I thought that I had found it, but as soon as the weather changed, everything else changed too. My feelings changed. And then talking to other people, they'll be like, well, sometimes you just gotta do some things that you don't want to do, you know, to get where you want to be. No, you don't. And if that's the case, then I don't want to be here. I don't want to live a life that is not pleasing to myself. My soul is not happy. I cannot keep doing this.
I am so tired of living my life in survival mode because despite having 2 college degrees and making close to $80,000 a year, I still cannot keep up with the cost of living. I still cannot afford all of my bills every month and have to live paycheck to paycheck. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I am sacrificing my mental health, my time, and my energy to take care of people in their most vulnerable moments, and a lot of the time they do not make it. At the very least, I should be able to pay my bills. And for anyone who's thinking, well, you shouldn't have chose that job, somebody has to do it. And you know damn well, if your loved one was critically ill, you would want somebody to take care of them, right? Something has to give. I live paycheck.
See, that's why I just don't understand it. You make $80,000 a year and you living paycheck to paycheck. How is this possible? I wish I could break it down and do the math on screen for you guys. How is this possible? I mean, where are you guys living at? If you're in California and you've living this lavish life, she looks like she's pretty well maintenance. You know, I'm not going to judge a book by its cover, but she looks like she's pretty well maintenance. If you're living outside of your means, just dumb it down. Move somewhere cheaper. Live on a more frugal level. Why just continue to dig this burial for yourself? Just move. Move to a cheaper place. Find a cheaper location to live at, and you'll be okay. But if you're dropping $3,000, $5,000 a month on rent, that's mistake number one. That's mistake number one. If you're buying a house in California where the house is 1,500 square feet for $1.3 million, that's mistake number two. Bro, what's going on with these people? I mean, I understand inflation is bad. I do understand that. But a lot of these people are just like living in places that they shouldn't live, and they're upset because they signed their name on the dotted line about a place that they can't afford. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense.
To paycheck in one of the most expensive cities in the country. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. This is what I mean.
Values lifestyle over financial comfortability. After I went to college, and even before college in my entire life, I always wanted to be in New York City.
This is what I mean. You want to live
in New York City. I live right outside of New York City in a city called Hoboken, New Jersey. Because of the close proximity to New York, I can get to New York in 10 minutes or less by train. Most people that do live here work in the city. I'm 22 years old. I'm about to be 23, and I graduated college back in May. And I've been living here now for 4 months, and every single month I struggle to make rent. I would say roughly that my monthly income is probably about $1,900, give or take.
Oh,
in
that's
monthly bills add up to about $1,550 a month after everything. I do live alone.
That's
I don't
pretty
have
cheap.
roommates, which if I did, it wouldn't be so stressful. And I do get help from my parents, which honestly, if I didn't, it wouldn't be possible to live alone. Every month, it's stressful when it comes to money. I have to think about every little thing. I grew up in a different financial situation than I'm living in, and like I was fully aware that that was something that I was going to have to adjust to. I have money saved, but it's not like a crazy amount. Like I think I have more money saved and invested than most people my age, but I'll say like it really doesn't do much because I'm like such a freak. Like I would rather die than take anything out of my savings. But like I said, my parents do help me a lot. My dad actually splits my rent with me, which I'm so grateful for, and I have no idea how long he's gonna be willing to do that, but I will cross that bridge when I get there. My mom doesn't give me any money per se, but sometimes she'll pay for my groceries. I'm an hourly employee, so income is fully dependent on how many hours I...
Is she talking about how bad life is and how high the prices are, or is she just going to show us how to do makeup? Because I'm lost on where her struggles are coming into play. So she said that she makes about $2,000 a month, and her bills in total is roughly around $1,500. That's everything. How much is your rent? $1,000? And you call that expensive? Girl, you tripping. You are wilding out. That is not expensive. That is not expensive at all. And then your parents, they help you. You know, your dad fixed the rent down in half for you. So you're paying roughly, around, $500 for rent, maybe? Give or take, $600? Girl, that's not expensive. That's called luck. I'm confused on where her struggle's coming from.
I worked that month. Last month, for example, I didn't
On top
work
of
many
it's by
hours
choice. She wanted to live in New York. She wanted to.
And
It's your
last
fault.
month, I didn't even have anything left over after I paid my rent. This month, it should be a lot better. But like I said, I barely made anything last month. So now I have like a $600 credit card bill, which is like really stressing me out. I'm like praying for Christmas money. I don't even want anything for Christmas. Just give me cash. I don't have multiple streams of income, and I honestly don't have time to really put towards having another stream of income because I do have my own podcast that I independently run, which takes up pretty much all the time I have when I'm
turn your
working.
podcast
Hopefully
into
one day
a
that
income.
will make me some extra money,
Right.
but for right now, it's still in its
It's a
baby
side hustle.
stages. It's about 6 months old. If I did really need help, like I could like ask my dad for more money or whatever, but like it's honestly like I want to be financially independent. Like I'm out of college and I want to be as financially independent as I can be, and right now I'm definitely at the limit. I haven't grocery shopped, or even my mom hasn't brought me groceries in like 2 weeks, and I literally can't until I get paid again. The fridge and freezer are practically empty, but we're surviving. To add to that, I'm also an extremely social person. Pretty much all of my friends, besides my work friends, make significantly more money than me. And most of the time I go out, I don't end up paying for anything because like guys buy us drinks. And occasionally I'll have a night out that ends up costing me like anywhere between like $60 and $80, and those nights financially wreck me, and I can only afford to do that like once a month at the
stop
most.
going out.
I wouldn't say I am
Stop going out.
insecure about how much money I make or how much money I don't make. It's more just like a little bit of a culture shock. This is also my first time in my life where I ever had to pay my own bills in any way. Now I pay for everything, my medical bills, half my rent, all my groceries, Wi-Fi, utilities, like the list goes on. My mom doesn't buy me groceries
Welcome
like
to
every month
adulthood.
or anything. It's
Welcome
just
to
like
adulthood.
occasionally like she'll go to the grocery store for me, and I'm always so grateful when she does. If anyone else has any questions, I'd be happy to answer, but I promise you it is possible.
how much I spent in November living in New York City. So first up, we have my mortgage, which is $15,000 on top of my HOA fees, which is another $9,500. So, and then we have my Wi-Fi, which is just $50. And then my water bill, because I get all of my water, it's sent in from a spring in Indonesia. I can't drink water unless it's from that spring. So getting that water shipped here and sent here, it's called the Fountain of Youth water company. You guys should really look into it. That's $26,000 for my water bill. That's just drinking water, not like my bathing water. That's
$26,000 on some water? What? You better turn that tap on. You better hit that bathroom sink. I don't care what you got to do, but $26,000, that's your mortgage and your HOA. Doubled. It's $50,000 a month. Man,
water bill. So my bathing waters, I get that shipped in from Alaska. I like
my bathing water, ain't no way.
My bathing for my baths, my showers, my skincare, and things of that nature. That's why I have such incredible skin, because I use Alaskan melted glacier water for that. So my melted glacier water bill is another, that's $16,000 a month for that. And then I take private walking classes, because if I don't feel safe walking around the streets alone.
Private walking classes.
It gets me out of bed. It gets me active. It keeps me moving. And you know, my private walking instructor, she's kind of like a therapist too. I couldn't live without her.
He's got to be trolling.
That is $8,000 a month for my private walking sessions. And then I have 4 cars in a garage that I don't know the last time I drove them, to be honest. But those cost me about $9,000 a month with, you know, insurance, parking garage fees, all of that stuff, all that good stuff. And then I allot a lot of my budget for having fun, going out, clubbing, tipping, you know, my servers, my drivers,
Stephanie,
$4,000.
Wow.
Any service to me, I like to, you know, make sure they're compensated fairly. So I spent $74,000, $764.23 on that. So groceries, I spent $9,000 on, and I don't even know how that happened, because I didn't go to a grocery store once, but maybe I got groceries delivered once. Oh, you know what it was? I got groceries shipped in from Paris, because I was having a little pregame at my party, and I really wanted Parisian, I wanted baguettes, and so that's, yeah, and I had to charter a jet for that, so that was $9,000 for that grocery bill. And then eating out is another $17,000. And then travel and transportation. I really didn't leave the city too much in November, so I only spent $5,000 on Ubers, because, you know, I'm not driving my cars that are sitting in parking, so that's all that was. And then shopping, I did spend $92,000.26, because, you know, the holidays are coming up, so I've been trying to do a lot of holiday shopping, but I end up just spending money on myself. So I've just been in Soho, in and out of boutiques all day, every day, and it's just been, you know, I've been spending thousands a day because of that. So yeah, our total comes in just under $750,000, which is pretty good for me for 1 month. So yeah, that's what I spent in November in New York.
Ain't no shot, man. There's no shot that man, it sounds like somebody from New York, though. It definitely sounds like how much money they spend out there for no reason. But you guys, what do you think? Do you guys think that the inflation is actually a problem, or do you think the people behind the spending are the problem? Do you think they're making some bad decisions? They can make some lifestyle changes. They can actually move and live in a cheaper location. A lot of this stuff is by choice, and that's what I think. I think a lot of this stuff is by choice, because there is a lot of beautiful places in America that you can live that don't cost an arm and a leg to survive. You know, that's just my take on it, guys. I want to know your take down in the comments below, if you can let me know. And also, YouTube picked a video just for you to watch next. Make sure to sit back and enjoy it. Till next time, folks, I'll see you in the next one.